Hi everyone, I'm Mark from Team Doddle and I'm joined here today by Becs, who also is part of the AJ Bell team, and she's going to talk to us a little bit about the Lifetime ISA because she's recently bought her first home, so congrats to that.
Thank you.
So how did you find it? How did the Lifetime ISA help you with buying your first home?
Yeah, so I found that the Lifetime ISA really helped me to kind of keep on track with my savings, I think. We were really fortunate enough to be able to save more than the £4,000 annually.
Oh.
So it meant that I could kind of vision it as my money was almost locked away within the Lifetime ISA,
Yeah.
and then the additional funds I could put into sort of a separate account, and then it was sort of easily accessible if I needed to for an emergency or anything like that. So it really helped hit that goal, really. So,
nice, yeah. Sounds great. Did you find that the government bonus made a big difference to how long you had to save for at all?
We were in a really fortunate position that we actually moved out of London, where we'd been renting a flat, and with the sole purpose that our goal was to buy a house. So, and we were really fortunate that we were able to move in with parents, and that therefore allowed us to do that. We didn't, because we'd set that goal amount of, okay, well, when we reach this amount, that's when we're going to be ready to buy a house. We didn't necessarily take into consideration the bonus. We sort of saved a set amount each month, and then once we'd sort of reached the £4,000 that we could put in our Lifetime ISA, it quite literally was a bonus to sort of see it go from the 4,000 to the 5,000.
A bonus, a total
Total
nice
bonus.
To have bonus,
Yeah,
which
definitely.
you're never going to turn down, are you?
Yeah,
when
exactly.
the government offers
Especially
you.
when buying a house,
Yeah.
it's expensive.
Nice. So why did you go for the investment Lifetime ISA over, say, a cash Lifetime ISA?
Yeah, so I already had a little bit of experience in investing, and so I think when we actually decided to move home, it was a few years ago. So we knew we had time really on our side. We weren't in such a hurry, and so we both set up the investment Lifetime ISAs. And I think being able to invest your own money, but also the 25% government bonus into whatever you wanted, so funds, shares, or whatever you wanted to invest in. Obviously, investing can be risky, so. But I think because, like I mentioned earlier, we had sort of a little bit of a separate pot as well where the sort of overflow went to, it didn't feel like we were risking our entire house savings, if that makes sense.
You had a bit of an emergency pool just in case you needed to.
And I think it kind of just felt like the right time to start investing, really. And obviously when we started, interest rates were a lot lower than they are now. So just to kind of see your money grow if it's going to, or whatever, was a good thing to do.
Good. So when the time came to actually use the Lifetime ISA to buy your home, what was that process like? How did that work?
Yeah, so I actually found it quite simple, really. When we found our house, and I'd sort of spoken to the sellers and the solicitors and the estate agent, we made it clear from the off that we both wanted to use the Lifetime ISAs. So weirdly, they weren't that familiar with Lifetime ISAs. So whether that's sort of being outside of London or whatever, but that prompted me to kind of do my own research, because I think I thought, well, actually, if they're not that familiar, I want to know exactly what the deal is here. Obviously, it's my money. So I kind of went towards my provider first, and sort of found out as much as I possibly could to make sure that when the time came for me to withdraw it, I knew exactly what I needed. So there's quite a few details that you do need in terms of sort of like price of the house and sort of bank details of your solicitor and things like that. So I think by doing sort of my own research, just to make sure that I was comfortable, that was a lot of help, really. But I would say that I wasn't aware of the 90-day window. So I think it's when you commit to sort of withdrawing from your Lifetime ISA, there's only actually 90 days to actually complete on the purchase. And that wasn't something I was previously aware of. So then knowing that, it sort of helped me to work out the timeline, really, of, okay, well, I need the money by this date to complete, but equally I want to do it at this point so that I'm guaranteed that the house isn't going to fall through, or those kind of things, because there's a lot of different moving parts when you're buying a house. So found it really simple, and I think just by doing my own research as well, I think went a long way, because obviously lifetime ISAs are still relatively new product, so people aren't as familiar.
It's going to take a bit of time, I suppose, even with solicitors to get to know the product and
definitely
have practice, have actual use practice cases of people using it to buy homes.
When it came to it, all it really was sort of completing the form, whether you get that from your provider or I think we got one from the government website. It's then you complete part of it, your solicitor completes part of it, you send it on, but the money actually goes direct from your solicitor, from your provider, to your solicitor. I didn't realise that. So it never travels through.
So you never see it.
Your bank account, which is a little bit daunting. But yes, so.
But in a way, I suppose it's daunting, but perhaps it's sort of nice in a way that you just,
that you've not got to worry about.
I'm not going to touch it. It's fine.
Yeah, absolutely, and to know that you've not got to worry about
moving it on,
transfer this amount of money.
So I'm actually, I've got an investment lifetime ISA, and I'm saving for my first home. And I just wondered, because you've used it to buy your first home recently, is there anything that you would say to people like myself who are also using a lifetime ISA to save, or perhaps actually at that process of looking to actually use it to buy their first home? Is there anything you've got to say to give them a little bit of guidance with that?
Probably just trust the process. It's quite a daunting sort of prospect of buying your first home. It's such a big thing. But if that's really what you're focused on and that's your goal, the lifetime ISA is a really great help to sort of help you achieve that. There was a lot of people that I spoke to when I was going through it that, like I mentioned with the estate agent, solicitors hadn't heard of a lifetime ISA, even family and friends, and almost thought, oh, it's too good to be true. But if you're focused that that's what you want to use your lifetime ISA for, to buy your first home, then it really is a big help, really. So it's really simple, easy to use, and if that's what you're focused on doing, obviously if you then change your mind, your money is locked away, and you can't then use it until retirement. So that's the only thing I would say. But if you're dead set that that's what you're gonna do, definitely lifetime ISA's a big help for that.